that come under the name iron loss or core loss. So we have two losses coming in. One is hysteresis loss. So hysteresis loss means it is very simple. So when you are going to have an AC current flowing in the windings, the AC current is actually assume that you are having a sine wave. The sine wave will have a positive peak and negative peak, right? So during the positive peak, the core will be magnetized. During the negative peak, the core will be demagnetized. Or I can say during the positive half cycle, the winding will be acting as north pole. During negative, it will become south pole. So the magnetizing and demagnetizing will be taking out often when the input AC current is going to change its cycle. So because of this, what will happen? The voltage is varying fastly, but the magnetic flux cannot be varying that much fast. Or I can say, since I told you in the first class, inductor and capacitor are passive components, they are very slow in accepting a change. If something varies very fast, they cannot cope up to that speed. So this voltage is applied across the winding. Winding is an inductor. So when you have an AC voltage applied across the inductor, which is varying very fast, the inductor cannot cope up with the speed of variation of the AC voltage. So it will try to lag behind the voltage. So that lagging behind the voltage is given by a term called as hysteresis. So because of current flowing through inductor, you will be having magnetic field, right? So that magnetic field is going to lag behind the voltage. So that lagging behind phenomenon is called as hysteresis. So hysteresis means when the electric field is varying very fast, your magnetic field is not able to follow the electric field. So there is a tendency for the magnetic field to stay away from the electric field. So that is going to be called as hysteresis. So if you can see this, I have drawn a diagram here. I will be explaining hysteresis of the diagram. Just listen carefully to it. You can explain how hysteresis is present physically inside a transformer. So during positive half cycle, the magnetic field will increase from 0 to maximum value. So it will attain a maximum value. So during, I told you, during AC, during a sine wave positive half cycle, the magnetic field will be increasing from 0, attaining a maximum value. So see here, and the energy in the energy stored in the core is given by ABdA. So your magnetic field will be starting from 0 and it will be reaching a maximum value. Okay, when the total energy is given by this graph. Okay, and when in the negative half cycle, there is going to be demagnetization happening. So your magnetic field will be decreasing from the positive maximum value to 0, and the energy is released in the area given by BdCb. So actually, it should come back to 0, but it will not come back to 0 and it will be staying at non-zero value. So that lagging behind nature is called as hysteresis. You're able to understand? See, when during positive half cycle, this is the this is the energy stored inside the inductor because of the current, because of the alternating electric field, what you're going to apply across the winding ABdA. But during the negative half cycle, the value is going to be BD. It is going to be BdCb. It is going to be only this much. So the difference is there, right? So that is going to be called as hysteresis. Or I can say when you reverse back the magnetic field, it has to come back to 0. But you see, it is not coming back to 0. It is having a constant value. So it is a little bit slow. It cannot adjust itself to the speed of the electric field. So this difference in value is going to be called as hysteresis. So see here difference between the two energies in the net loss and dissipated as heat in the core. So this variation over the H over the hysteresis loop is going to be called as the hysteresis loss. So you need not go in depth into what is hysteresis loss and confuse yourself. Just understand one thing. If I am going to apply an AC voltage across the primary, you have magnetic flux appearing in the primary winding, and that magnetic flux is always going to lag behind the electric field. That lagging behind is that lagging behind of magnetic flux due to the electric field is quantified as hysteresis loss. That's all. To be very simple, that is going to be the hysteresis loss. Any doubt? Any doubt you have? Yes. Any doubts?
Sir, can you explain this figure one more time, sir? That
See,
AB.
I'll say, see, you have a resistor, and the current in the assume you apply zero current, you apply zero voltage, so current will also be zero, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, when you apply a current, when you apply a voltage of 5 volt, some current will flow in the resistor. So the my current in the resistor will increase like this. When I make the voltage again to zero, what will be the current in the resistor?
0.
It will again come back to zero. So it will follow the same path, right? So if 0 to 5, it will increase, and 5 to 0, it will follow the same path. But
Yes, sir.
what happens here, 0 to 5, it will increase, and 5 to 0, it will follow a different path like this. That is the diagram.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
The path, when you increase the value, it takes one path. When you decrease, see, when you increase, it takes the path D to B. When it decreases, it has to take the path B to D, but it is taking the path B to A.
Okay,
So
sir.
there is some difference here, right? So this difference is actually modified as your hysteresis loss. You
Okay, sir.
have assume, I will say with a simple example, you are going to travel to a destination, and there is only one route to the destination. So from source, you go to this way and reach the destination. When you want to return, you will take the same route and come back to the source. But what
Yes, sir.
happens here? The path taken by you is same. But what happens here? From source to destination, I go through one path. From destination to source, I take a different path. So
Okay,
there is
sir.
there is a natural difference between both the paths, right? That is going to be called as hysteresis. So here I call source and destination to be electric field and magnetic field. That's all.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that appears as hysteresis loss, and hysteresis loss is given by this equation. See here, pH equal to KH Bm power n F into V. KH is called as hysteresis coefficient. It depends on the material. You see here, it is 0.025 for cast steel, and it is 0.001 for silicon steel. So this is the value of KH. KH is a constant. And Bm, you know, it is the maximum flux density. Because of hysteresis happens because of flux density only. So definitely this Bm will come into picture. So Bm is the maximum value of flux density. N is a constant varying between 1.5 and 2.5. N is also dependent on material. F depends on frequency. F is going to be frequency. And capital V is going to be volume of the core. Volume of the core. So if from this you can clearly say what is the dependence on hysteresis. So hysteresis power is not required for us. We have to make the hysteresis loss as small as possible. So what all possibilities? KH value should be small, or BM value should be small, or frequency should be small, or volume should be small. All the parameters should be less for you to make the hysteresis loss smaller. So KH value, it has only two values. So if you use silicon steel, to some extent you can reduce pH. So with respect to KH, I can use silicon steel means I can reduce the pH. You have no control over BM. How much flux is generated, we don't have control over that. And frequency, we always operate at 50 hertz, so we don't have control over that. And volume, if you look for a small material, the volume will be less. You can minimize the hysteresis loss. So possibilities are, you can change KH, you can change V. But if you make your circuit smaller and smaller, it cannot handle high voltage. So naturally, you see one option is getting ruled out. So I cannot touch F, I cannot touch V, I cannot touch B because it is not in my hand. So what is in my hand? KH. So only by choosing a material having low value of KH, I can reduce the hysteresis loss. So see the conclusion. Hysteresis loss can be minimized by using ferromagnetic material having low value of KH. So among the two types of materials we have seen, silicon steel is going to have the low value of KH. So it is most preferred in your transformer circuits. Okay. Is that See, this hysteresis may be new to you, but remember hysteresis means lagging behind of magnetic field from electric field. And the reason I told you, it is very slow to adapt itself. And the hysteresis is modeled as hysteresis loss given by this pH value. And what is the conclusion from this pH? I can minimize hysteresis loss by using core made of silicon steel, which is going to have a lower KH value. Okay, so this is one loss. Second loss is eddy current loss. So eddy current loss means you see we are going to use ferromagnetic materials in the transformer. Ferromagnetic means when you pass current, they should produce magnetic field. So when you are going to use ferromagnetic materials, they are also very good conductors. So they conduct very quickly because they have the property of ferromagnetic magnetism inside them. So what happens when current is going to flow inside them, you will have currents internally flowing inside the conductors at every layer. You see, when you have a solid core, a single core, the current is forming loops inside the core and flowing. When you are going to have a laminated core or different sections of a single core, inside each section you will be having some current flowing because of the conductive nature of the ferromagnetic material. This current is called as eddy current. And eddy current will always be present in conductors which are going to have ferromagnetic materials. And you know current will always flow in a closed path. See here, inside this you get a closed path and there a small current is flowing. In a solid core, you will be having the current flowing through the entire dimension of your device. But in laminated core, since you have separate sections for each core, you will be having separate eddy current flowing inside each of the sections. And this eddy current is unnecessary for us because whenever current flows inside the conductor, you will naturally have losses. It is going to produce heat. So it is going to produce unnecessary heat, and this is resulting in what is called as eddy current loss. So eddy current loss is given by PE is equal to KE Bm square F square T square V. KE is constant. Bm, you know it is same. Bm, F and V, you know it is same as the hysteresis. Bm is peak value of magnetic field. F is the frequency and V is the volume. So all these three are known to you. T is going to be thickness because this thickness will determine how much amount of eddy current is flowing. See, ideally, eddy current will be zero, hysteresis will be zero. Ideally, everything will be zero, but practically, all these will have an effect on the transformer. And you can measure eddy current loss by this formula. And how to minimize eddy current loss? Eddy current loss can be minimized by dividing the solid core into thin sheets and insulating them from one another. So if you are going to use a solid core, divide them into thin sheets and insulate them from each other so that there will not be any closed loop for current to flow. You can reduce the eddy current. Naturally, eddy current will be there in a minute quantity inside your core, but we can only minimize them. We cannot completely eliminate eddy current. So our aim is to break the path of eddy current. So divide the core into separate laminations. And these laminations are going to prevent the closed loop from happening. So that is going to break your eddy current path, resulting in lesser eddy current loss. And if you see the expression for eddy current loss and hysteresis loss is proportional to frequency F, but eddy current loss is proportional to F square. So see here, that is the relation. So hysteresis loss is proportional to frequency, but eddy current is loss is proportional to square of the frequency. So total loss, add both. Eddy current loss plus hysteresis loss. So total iron loss in a transformer is given by hysteresis loss plus eddy current.